Jon Turnipseed, from my home state of California, is the Safety Program Manager for the City of San Bernardino Municipal Water Department in California. Today he is testifying on his own behalf as well as on behalf of the American Society of Safety Engineers. He is a professional member of that organization. He has over 30 years of management experience working for large government contractors and local government agencies and is a certified safety professional. Mr. Turnipseed spent 20 years in the United States Air Force and retired as a major. He received his Bachelor of Business Administration from the University of Iowa and a Master's of Science from Central Missouri State University.
Chairwoman Woolsey and members of the subcommittee, I'm Jon Turnipseed, and I'm very pleased to be here today as a certified safety professional representing the 30,000 members of ASSE, that's the American Society of Safety Engineers. They've asked me to speak as strongly as I can in support of providing occupational safety and health coverage for all public sector workers, no matter where they work. I am a public sector employee. I'm the safety supervisor for the City of San Bernardino Municipal Water Department in Southern California. I see every day how important safety and health coverage is for my fellow workers. And might I add, what Ms. Jones has gone through is something I work hard to prevent every single day. I'm probably the only person in this room that has to worry about that every morning when I walk in. So my heart goes out to Ms. Jones. I know how tough this is. Most people are shocked to learn that in 26 states, public sector employees are not guaranteed the same level of workplace health and safety protection that private sector workers have. They also do not understand the risk that many government workers face on their behalf. I've heard people say and tell me, oh, working at the waterworks or the sewer plant can't be that dangerous, is it? Let me tell you, it is. This is why San Bernardino hired me, to make sure our workers properly follow OSHA standards. Water and wastewater workers enter hundreds of underground vaults, trenches, pits, several hundred times every year. On any given day, the potential lethal atmosphere in a vault or similar confined space or trench collapse can kill them. On the street level, these same workers also have to direct traffic around their work zones. Water and wastewater treatment depends on electrical pumps and motors, so every day we face electrocution hazards. Potentially hazardous chemicals like chlorine are used throughout our industry. Operating large construction equipment like earth movers, backhoes, and cranes is always risky business. Office workers face everything from carpal tunnel injuries to assaults by angry customers. People fail to realize also that many of these public sector workers who are without health and safety coverage are the very first responders who rush in during a disaster to save their lives. Water and wastewater people are right in the middle of those disasters too. My experience shows only one example of the need for public sector coverage. People working in hundreds of other jobs within the government arena face similar risks and deserve the same protection they would enjoy if they were private sector workers. Yet, more than 8.5 million of these workers remain without occupational safety and health coverage that meets federal OSHA standards. We do understand the arguments against this. Unfunded mandates, it costs too much, we don't need it because we take good care of our public employees. And in all honesty, these arguments just are not supportable. I understand the unfunded mandates. As a public employee myself, I also struggle to keep on top of the ever-changing government regulations. Yet I accept that my job is to do the best I can to care for the workers and the citizens of San Bernardino, and I don't shirk that task. As a safety professional, I soundly reject the idea that the cost of safety is just too much. Beyond meeting the moral duty to protect workers' lives, the best corporations in our country know that investing in safety and health pays off in improving the bottom line. No doubt, taxpayers would like to know why their governments do not have a better understanding of the safety and health payoff to the bottom line. The numbers and deaths of injuries among public sector workers contradicts the idea that they're taken care of. And if a government's entity's employees are well cared for, it would not cost them more to follow OSHA standards because the investment in meeting those standards would have already been made. I have this coverage, and I know that the San Bernardino Water Department is no less a good steward of taxpayers' hard-earned dollars than a water department where coverage is not provided. In fact, the recent tragedy in a similar Daytona Beach department discussed here already today speaks volumes against each of these arguments. ASSE was at the Chemical Safety Board's hearing on the accident in Daytona Beach. So were the plaintiffs' lawyers for the victims, and rightfully so. We do know that what the tragedy cost in lives. No doubt the cost in taxpayer dollars to Daytona Beach for not meeting the most basic OSHA standards will be much higher than the investment in meeting those standards had they done it properly in the first place. Now, ASSE's Florida members are working to see that Florida legislature provides public sector coverage. We understand, though, that the surest way to achieve coverage for every public sector worker is to amend the federal OSHA Act. ASSE fully supports provisions to do this in your bill, Chairwoman Woolsey. The time has come to be fair to all public sector workers who risk their well-being for all of us. ASSE stands ready to help. Whatever questions the subcommittee has for me, I'll be more than happy to answer.